The Vancouver Public Library by Madeline Sanchez. The Vancouver Public Library is the public library system for the city of Vancouver, British Columbia. In January 1869, the manager of the Hastings Mill, J.A. Raymer, started the New London Mechanics Institute, a meeting room and library for mill employees. In March 1869, it was renamed the Hastings Literary Institute in honor of Rear Admiral the Honorable George Fowler Hastings. No official records of the Hastings Literary Institute have survived, but it is known that membership was by subscription. The Hastings Literary Institute continued to exist until the Granville area was incorporated as part of the new city of Vancouver on April 6 of 1886. Following the Great Vancouver Fire on June 13 of 1886, 400 books from the now defunct Hastings Literary Institute were donated to the newly established Vancouver Reading Room. In December 1887, the Reading Room opened at 144 West Cordova Street above the Thomas Dune and Company hardware store. It was also known as the Vancouver Free Library and the Vancouver Free Reading Room and Library. By the late 1890s, the Free Reading Room and Library in the YMCA building on West Hastings had become overcrowded. During this period, the American industrialist and philanthropist Andrew Carnegie was giving money to the cities and towns to build libraries. In 1901, the city of Vancouver approached the Carnegie about donating money for a new library to replace space in the YMCA building. In 1901, American steel magnate Andrew Carnegie agreed to donate $50,000 to build a city library if Vancouver will provide free land and $5,000 annually to support its operation. The Vancouver Public Library continued to occupy the Hastings and Main site until the opening of a new central library at 750 Burrard Street in 1957. The move from the Carnegie site to the new location began in mid-October of 1957, and the official opening of the new library was held on November 1st of 1957. The library remained at the Burrard Building until April 22nd of 1995, when it closed in preparation for the move to a new location at Library Square. The central branch opened in downtown Vancouver on May 26th of 1995, and it cost approximately $106.8 million to build. Centered on the block, the library is a 9-story rectangular box containing book stacks and services, surrounded by a freestanding elliptical colonnaded wall featuring reading and study areas that are accessed by bridges spanning skylit light wells. The library's internal glass facade overlooks an enclosed concourse formed by a second elliptical wall that defines the east side of the site. This glass-roofed concourse serves as an entry foyer to the library and the more lively pedestrian activities at ground level. Public spaces surrounding the library form a continuous piazza, with parking located below grade. The building exterior resembles the Flavian Amphitheater in Rome, although in fact the resemblance is to the present rather than original state of the building. Here we can see this is actually not exactly a floor plan, but it gives you the blueprint of the actual library and the surrounding areas of the library and the block. The Library Square project was the largest capital project that was ever undertaken by the city of Vancouver. The decision to build the project came after a favorable public referendum in November of 1990. The city then held a design competition to choose a design for the new building. The design by Mashid Safi and DA Architects was by far the most radical design and yet was the public favorite. The inclusion of the 21-story office tower in the design was required in order to pay for it and as part of a deal with the federal government to obtain the land. The federal government has a long-term lease on the high-rise office tower portion of the project. Construction began in early 1993 and was completed in 1995. In addition to its function as the central branch of the city public library system, the One Square Block project also includes an attached office high-rise, retail shops, restaurants, and underground public parking. The library building has a rooftop garden designed by Vancouver landscape architect Cornelia Oberlander. The roof garden is not accessible by the public. And to close it off, some library statistics. The library is 9 stories high. It is 398,000 square feet. The building's walls are clad in sandstone colored precast concrete. 51 kilometers of cable are laid throughout the building, including a fiber optic backbone. 35 concrete columns on each floor. There is a seating capacity of over 1,200 seats. There is approximately 1.3 million books and periodicals and other reference materials that are moved through the building by vertical and horizontal conveyors. The top floors were actually leased by the government of British Columbia until 2015, and it was scheduled for future library expansion. There is over 700 parking stalls, and there's 11 bicycle racks, and it is actually currently occupied by the government of Canada. And this is the history of the Vancouver Public Library. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you.